morning crept into the rental house slowly, as though weighed down by the tension brewing within its walls. The soft pink light of dawn filtered through the thin curtains of the master bedroom, revealing Marcus sprawled on his side, still dressed in yesterday's work shirt. He must have dozed off sometime after 3 a.m., his mind too tangled with grief and guilt to surrender to restful sleep.
You never changed?
Didn't have it in me.
Marcus caught his reflection in the mirror. Disheveled hair, a 5 o'clock shadow that had drifted past acceptable stubble. There was a haunted look in his eyes he could hardly recognize by the time he trudged into the kitchen. The hustle of the morning routine was well underway. Alice was bottle-feeding Jacob while stirring a pot of oatmeal on the stove, performing her usual multitasking feats.
You good, Dad?
I'm fine. Just a rough night, work stuff.
Marcus badged in at the front desk, forcing a polite nod to the uniformed guard. Another beep signaled the metal turnstiles unlocking.
Hey, Marcus. You see the compliance briefing notice?
Yeah, just popped up.
He scrolled through the coded identifiers, scanning for any sign of new red flag cases. Part of him was too terrified to look. Another part couldn't ignore the life and death possibilities.
What if they don't? What if they're alone or they don't read the fine print?
The internal battle was instantaneous and fierce. Break the rules to save a life, or keep his job to feed his children. At 9:59 a.m., he forced himself to log out and head to conference room D. The corridor was lined with motivational posters about integrity, innovation, and teamwork. Each one felt like a taunt. The small conference room soon filled with employees murmuring about coffee orders and weekend plans. Marcus took a seat at the back, his heart pounding. A stern-faced woman with a corporate ID badge reading Stephanie Hammond, compliance officer, stepped to the podium. She clicked through slides discussing HIPAA regulations, the importance of data protection, and the legal ramifications of unauthorized access. Marcus felt each bullet point tighten around his chest like a vice.
Any breach of protected health information, whether accidental or intentional, will result in immediate termination and possible legal action.
A hush fell over the room. The only sound was the hum of the projector fan. Marcus could barely breathe, fighting the urge to run out and never look back. After the meeting, attendees filed out. Marcus gathered his materials, trying to slip away unnoticed, but Stephanie Hammond caught his eye. She approached with polite efficiency.
You're new, right? Marcus. Is it Wilson?
Williams, Marcus Williams. Yes, I started a few weeks ago.
How are you finding it here?
Good. A lot to learn, but it's interesting work.
Indeed. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions, especially about privacy protocols.
It wasn't overtly threatening, but the implication was there. Marcus mumbled thanks before stepping into the hallway, a cold sweat prickling his skin. Meanwhile, across town, Alice navigated a crowded hospital corridor. She was in the middle of a chaotic shift, short-staffed and juggling half a dozen patients. Still, Her thoughts drifted to Marcus. She recalled the stricken look on his face as he described Paul's final moments. She understood he was torn between the family's financial stability and his conscience as a data analyst with unique insight. As Alice set up an IV line for a middle-aged woman who'd been in a car accident, the patient's chart showed a complicated medication list. Alice's heart pounded with fresh worry. What if something like this ended up in Marcus's data logs, some subtle red flag that doctors might overlook? How many lives hung in a precarious balance? Shaking off her unease, she refocused on the task at hand. Patients needed her clear-headed. Still, the question loomed. How many tragedies might be preventable if only they had the right system in place?
Tough doesn't even begin to cover it.
We'll talk after dinner.
She might only have days, weeks. What if this is another Paul?
What do you want to do?
I don't know. If I do nothing, I could be letting another tragedy happen. If I act, I lose my job, maybe worse. We can't afford that right now, Alice, not again.
No, we can't. But can you live with yourself if you stay silent?